Hello. I need to figure out a better way to make that transition from music to music, but hey, we're here, we're here, we're here. And it's a good day. It's a good day. I'm a little warm today, but that's all right. We are going to be spending the morning, or the evening, I guess, at the at my makeshift workbench. Let me check on my audio, make sure that we are getting good audio. Twitchity twitch twitch, where are you? And okay, just making sure. I do hear me. So we're good. We're good to go. Welcome in. I'm going to switch to my desktop view now. And you can see all the madness that is underway. Get my right scene set up and transition. So here we are. We did a little bit of a stream on Sunday. And this is where we left off. I have this dark blue paint that ended up being really dark blue. I painted the panels black. Those are actually going to become silver at some point, or maybe some other color, but it's richer. Metallics are richer if you undercoat. So yeah, we're just going to pick up where that left off and just maybe do another coat of this blue that's too deep and mix in some other colors with it and make a lighter version of it. But I'm just going to do a little dab this time. Last time I ended up doing too much. And we'll see how we go. Ooh, look how thick that is. That's probably not great, you know. Can you even see that? I'm like looking at another screen and it's tilted away from me, so I can't tell exactly what the color is. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good. Check's all done. We're all rolling now. So I'm just gonna try cutting in here and laying down this as thin as possible with this brush and my current skill level. Skill level being a major limiting factor in this. Kind of want to rest my hands down here, but the keyboard's right there, and the light and stand and all that's right there. So, we'll figure something out. Ergonomics are important today for reasons. Figured I would try a different camera position. This is, I think, similar to the one a certain Mr. Mecha uses when sculpting, so I figured it might be good for this type of process as well. I should also maybe I have to work on some channel graphics, some more emotes and stuff. I want to do some animated stuff, like at least one dancing animation emote. And of course the usual hype, laugh, heart. The typical. Emotes that all the cool kids use. See how this dark blue goes over this black. Got some red on the bottom accidentally. I'm not going to obsess about this being a perfect paint job. I'll say that, and then I'll just probably keep going over the same areas over and over again, but like I said, I don't want... This one isn't going to be like a showroom perfect finish. This one, I think this will be one that has a little bit of wear and tear on it. Probably not a rust bucket. This was the one of the first prototypes, actually the first prototype, and there's some printing errors on it that don't show up on the other ones. I'm not sure what those are about, but those aren't on the ones I would send out to customers. But it works for the initial prototype, so I have something to take pictures of. Ooh. Got a little... There's a word there that I can't think of. Once again, this music is... What is it? Dark Fantasy Studio. It's a collection of music I got for video games via a humble bundle. Royalty-free music. And some of it I like quite a bit. I feel like I need another light in here. Just to kind of lighten this up a bit. Again, this blue is much darker than I want it to end up being, so we will be mixing some stuff with it. We might just do progressively lighter and lighter until we have a color we do like. Some of this area is going to be difficult to get in with a paintbrush. I think it's kind of interesting that I don't have a lighter blue than this. That's not more aqua. I mean, I have an aqua and one called Adrift, but not just a straight blue. The other blue I have is pretty much the same, similar. So I guess that's something that I could buy or order. I don't do a ton of painting though. I should probably try doing some art painting. I think watercolors might be fun, but you know. Most of what I've done has been acrylic, which has its pluses and minuses, I guess. But I haven't done much of it, and yeah, there might be a reason I didn't stick with it. Of course, this is acrylic, and it dries quickly, which is a good thing, but it's also... sometimes you might not want that. I come more from a drawing perspective, so I'm a little more used to... You put something on the page, and it's on the page, whereas with paint, you might want to move it around and blend it around and stuff, and that's hasn't been my mindset, but we can always explore. So far, I'm just talking. I was thinking about possibly doing some game streaming later on. Like, particularly, Starfield looks like it might be interesting. That comes out in a couple of months. Or a few months. So maybe that would be worth exploring while it's new. Typically what I'd play now would be an older game. I don't really play as many games as I would like. I don't know. I play as many games as I would like. I'll say that. And I just don't like playing as many games. Apparently I like collecting them, though. Because I have a substantial enough collection. But I'm just going to stop talking now for a bit, I think. Unless somebody pops in and says hello. See, this is one of the areas where this particular model was a little bit too far out of the build plate, and that edge got cut off, so I'll have to reconstruct that or just leave it. I don't know what yet. Sorry. Bump the camera with my headset. It's not quite what I wanted to do, but... That's making it more of an ice blue. It's not what I want. It's going more towards gray. I don't know. My color theory is not strong. I don't think. I haven't, at least I don't have experience mixing colors with paint very much. So I'm just experimenting with this. You can tell I'm holding a brush like I hold a pencil. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Maybe I'll just do a coat of silver. Let's do the silver on this guy. Or... of course, this is going to be different than the other blue because this is on black, not gray. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet with this. I'm afraid this is going to end up looking blotchy and heavy-handed, which is what I don't want out of my model. Look how dark that blue is. It's amazing. I mean, I could just Dry brush silver over all of this, I guess. Kind of want to do that anyway. I mean, that's not dry brushing, that's just painting. You can see the pattern in the print on this one. If you want to get rid of that, it would need a bit of sanding. This is just some cheap silver craft paint. At some point it might be nice to try one of those, like a chrome model paint, or maybe even like a rub and buff. The room I am in now is actually quite a bit warmer than the other room. However, when I had the setup in the other room, I was getting some choppy audio going through the camera mic. So I don't want that today. How do I want to do that? What happens if I do a thin coat of this metallic over this blue? That's not quite as thin as I was hoping. Apparently I will just keep talking, even though I said I wouldn't. Pre-roll ads are on. Run an ad break to disable them. Sure, why not? What? I hit a subscription goal? I did not know that. Or a follower goal, rather. Let's start a new goal. At 100. Copy this. Sorry. Let me see. I need to do something on this other screen. Whoa, did you see that? Something happened. I don't know what happened there. I have these alert boxes that I'm just gonna try this out. I'm gonna see this. Send preview alert. Yeah, didn't do anything. Do I just not have? I don't know. I'm still setting things up with this OBS stuff. So let me do a graphics overlay. I'll make a whole thing that's just that. And in here we will add a browser. Call this goals. Okay. Paste that in. And this said something else. I don't remember exactly. 1280 by 148. So, oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm looking off screen. I should probably drop this other stuff in here too. Let's see. Let me copy that. The Clippy. And Twitch alert box, which I don't think is working. Well, we'll put that there. We'll go up to our desktop here. We'll turn that off and that off and bring this other over top. No. Add a scene. You can't see what I'm doing anyway, so. Scene. Graphic overlay. Alright. How about that? I need to move that so that it doesn't look like that, but because it's covering up that other box, which is fine. It's fine. There we go. And let's see if we can do that for the add the scene on this other one. Well, yeah. It's working. It's working. Turn off that. Turn this on. Put a scene in there. Make it the graphic overlay scene. And boom. There we go. Okay. Back to the amazing paint job. Can you feel the sarcasm? Can you feel the sarcasm tonight? Little bit of orange. This is where things go off the rails. This paint is so thick. And I did not mean to set that right in the blue paint. Oops. Let's see if I can't separate that aside. Trying to use this as a makeshift. Spatula? That's not the word. Anyway. Needs a little more something. Less viscosity, a little more liquidy. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can't just paint these insides. Just to kind of give it an undercoat of orange to kind of be, you know, represent copper more. I don't think this is gonna work so well. As I said before, my goals for streaming are to give myself space and time set aside for doing crafty type things, or art things, or fun things. Also to promote the Atomic Gift Shop, the online store where you can buy vinyl decals for your VR headsets, as well as model kits, such as the one I'm working on right now. But another potential benefit is just the practice of speaking. I tend to be a quiet person, tend to be a shy person, so practice speaking might actually be a benefit. This is not... I am not feeling this. This is not covering in any way that I enjoy. So, say this paint is a bit too thick. Let's see, do I have anything I can use to scoop that out with? Alright, we'll use the back of the brush. Look at that. That is some thick pumpkin. Handmade modern. Satin acrylic paint, multi-surface. Does it even have a color? Oh, it's called orange. That's the color name. So I was hoping that mixing water with it would help, but it doesn't seem to have done that in the first test. And I don't feel like going to the other room to get the flow improver or whatever it is for the airbrush, so we'll just go back to this. If it doesn't work the first time, try again. It's the definition of insanity. Not really, but that's what people like to say. Doing the same things over and over again the same way, expecting different results. I'm just going to slather it in there now. And maybe we can wipe out the high edges. I hope I just don't ruin this whole thing. So I don't think I can, but if I do, I have other ones. It's just paint. It can be painted over. I should have a razor or something to let me get into where I need to get into tight spaces. No, don't put that in the water. Welcome to the back of my hand stream, where you can see the back of my hand and get to know the back of my hand like the back of my hand. I don't particularly know the back of my hand. I mean, I assume I do, to some extent. But, you know, really, how often do you look at the back of your hand? Could you pick your hand out of the back of the hand lineup? There are plenty of people with body distortion issues who don't see reality when they look in the mirror, so I don't know that that necessarily applies to the hand, but I don't know. Somehow I think that experiment that I just did here is not gonna work out for me the way that I had hoped. I do have yellow. I could mix yellow and red. Let's see if I can wash off the tops. Of course, I could just scrape it off, and that would leave a lighter color. Of course, a dry brush of the black might help. Again, the idea of putting the orange in there was just kind of give it the idea of some copper wire between these things, but it wouldn't necessarily be copper. I mean, it would be copper, but it could be coated red with, or green. It could be coated with anything, any color, but typically magnet wire is red. And here, as you can see, I actually removed the paint down to the plastic. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with this piece yet. I kind of feel like I should have maybe, the positions might be a little I don't know. Should this be a solid color? Should this be metal? Should it be painted metal? Let's see what just straight up aqua looks like. Can you see that? You can't even see that. Do I have another? I've got to have another light around here somewhere. I do, but the battery's dead. If there's a battery in it, even. Yeah, it doesn't even have batteries. So, do I have a cord I can use for a power cord? Probably not. Anyway. We're just... We'll just soldier on. Making it up as we go. If I hold it up here, you can get a good, decent view of it, provided it doesn't go out of focus. I don't necessarily want it to be a whole teal army. So the last one I did was teal. But I also don't want it to be red like the original paint scheme. Though I did like one where I did was like a gray with metallic. Oh, and I just went for the metallic paint instead of the other one. So this is just going to be a mess. I think maybe red might be better. I don't know. I feel like this should be... I don't know. Not sure what I want yet, which is kind of a problem. It's only paint. Paint can be removed. Would you believe I even have an ultrasonic cleaner? I have so many little gadgets, and not enough. Ooh, these pieces look like they might be separate. Keep hitting my glasses on the camera phone. On my pocket computing device. Wow. Just wow. this is the point where I'm getting tired of doing this already. Amazing, it hasn't even been that long. Am I recording? Yes, I'm still recording. 38 minutes. I don't know why that clock, that other timer, is not showing the accurate times. Let's bring my mouse around to the mouse area. Oh no, toner low. Toner low. Yeah. So this is looking really crunchy. Crunchy. It's like a 10-year-old painted a mini. The first mini painting. No. So what do I want? Do I want to do teal? Do I want... I mean, this blue is too blue. I was thinking of maybe mixing these two colors together, but so far my little attempt at that did not yield much in the way of pleasant results. No, I don't have a wet palette here. I could probably rig something, but I don't know that that actually lightens it much. Oops, that was more dark blue than I wanted. I'm like, just, my computer screen's right off camera, and I keep on thinking I'm gonna accidentally hit it with my paintbrush. Let's see if that... It's a lighter blue. It's a paler blue. A dustier blue. There's a fleck of something in there. Question is, can I get this coat on before it dries on the palette? And I can't mix it again because I didn't mix enough to store it. Does that look better? Is that like a brighter blue? You're not going to tell me. It still dries dark. Jeez. Oddly enough, my posture is better now than it usually is, so I don't need a posture check. I have a puppy sitting in the chair behind me, so I have to sit forward in my seat. I was wondering how this would work if I just kind of like used the lighter blue on the inside and just didn't go all the way to the edges, just to kind of add a sense of shadowing. If that would look okay. Oops, did not mean to get it up on there. Oh well. That's why they pay me the big bucks. To work the big rooms. I'm just saying words now. They don't pay me the big bucks to work the big rooms. Hello, welcome in, lurker. Or gee whiz, hey! How many coats of blue? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been properly counting. I'm just mixing the dark blue with the aqua, because I don't have a light blue. So, I don't know, maybe three coats. This might be the fourth coat. Ooh, here's that super intense track. Starts off slow, but then they start yelling at you after a little bit. How are things in Gee-Whiz land today? Nice thing of a bunch of little thin coats is that you can kind of get away. It blends a bit. Looks like there's a light gap in there. And I'm not going to be too fussed about the border there because I will probably fill that in with the wash. Of course, I could. I am doing brush strokes. I could try dabbing more. Except I'm not going for a showroom finish on this one. I don't know what I'm going for on this one, but I'm not going to try for perfection. But I don't want a bunch of visible splotches and bumps. I mean, some splotches are probably fine. Yeah, I don't think I can get the bright blue that I wanted for this, so I might just give up on that. Need to add an audio alert redeem to... so chat can tell me when I have something out of camera so we can pull it back in. I have not looked at how to do the redeems yet though, so I don't know yet. This might just be a faded paint job. So I did think about maybe going out to all the way to teal. Or not teal, aqua. Whatever color. It's the lighter blue. Thank you again for lurking. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for lurking. I can't thank you again if it's the first time I thank you. And thanks for saying something in chat. around to the other side. Looks like we might have enough to get one coat with this color. Oof. I should bring the fan in here. Not for audio, mind you, but for comfort. Certainly kind of chalky looking. I will probably do a clear coat on it, so that's not going to be an issue. Alright. So there's the teal, and there's the teal with the blue. I think I'll treat that teal as an undercoat. Just try to mix some silver in there. So it's like a different color of metal. Because not all metals, even silver ones, are the same color. This is definitely going to need a wash to bring out these details. I'm hopefully not filling in with too much paint. What do you think? Does that look like anything different? I mean, I don't know what I'm looking for on this. Alright. Let's bring some silver up top there. Let me see if I can use this flimsy brush to sand that smooth, or scrape it smooth. I should probably use something a little more rigid, like a card scraper. A very tiny card scraper. Alright. Is this the one I was using? Yeah, that's the brush I was using. Alright. Back to adding silver. That's not pretty. I need to go over that later. I don't want these to be solid silver in the middle. I do want them to have that orange tint to them a bit. And what do? I just go right there and lay it in full strength. No, let's water it down some. I should have a couple props on hand so I could show people if anybody was curious, but I would require somebody to be in here watching, which, you know, isn't the case at the moment, as far as I can tell. If somebody is here watching, thank you for lurking. But I'm only seeing one viewer, and that's my phone, probably. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm in it for reasons. Alright, let's see if I can't do a more careful coating of these raised pieces so they stand out. This is gonna be a bit tedious, I think. Maybe not too bad. Maybe let's do all the top and fronts and then do the bottoms. feel like I'm bouncing around a bit. Oops, that's more in there than I wanted to get in there. Maybe I can wipe it out. Just soak that up. Just soak up that silver in between. Can I reactivate a little orange? Gonna go back in there with the orange. Oh, that does kind of act as a wash, I guess. Let's move my sticker over to here. Painting happy little rings around this thing. What kind of induction coil is this? I have no idea. I just made something that I thought might look cool. Isn't that the real meaning of science fiction, anyway? Just kidding. No. No, it is not. It's hard to know sometimes how much detail to add to these things. Because even on this little tiny bit, I can kind of see some faceting. So I'm trying to paint these bands a solid silver and have the space in between have a slightly orangey tint to it. A little bit of wash in there. Corners will help it stand out, I'm sure. But technically this is going to be under glass, so it shouldn't be grungy and dirty, but I do want people to see details, so we're just going to keep piling on some silver paint to catch the light. Alright, now for the bottom side. Probably less critical. I imagine the bottom of these rings won't be seen as much. Yeah, here's where I can see some of the faceting a little bit from the 3D print. From being low resolution, not from the 3D print. But it's not that low resolution, I don't think, but you know. Just for going from a polygonal modeler to a series of triangles to an image that gets projected onto a screen. And I'm just talking now. It's looking like something. I don't know if it's looking like anything I want it to look like, but it's looking like something. Let's work on stretching a little bit. My foot's asleep. Needed a drink too. Okay. I'm just gonna go over this all with just regular silver, straight up. I'll switch brushes too. Go with a bigger brush. Get. Maybe I should just be dry brushing instead of just slathering it on here. See, I have little finer details here. Maybe I overdid it on that. Needed to add more to other places to compensate or balance it out. Well, now that I've slathered it on, I'm kind of pulling it away. Just to kind of thin it out. I think that might be okay. And I'll take a couple coats, and I'll do some other stuff to it. Let's just go around the outside edge. Not that this needs to be any tighter on the inside of the dome. You can't even see what I'm doing anyway. I'm holding it off camera. Bow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's do some more. More. Yes. More. Is a silver wash a thing? They would kind of do like the opposite. I want the most pigment to be not in the center or not in the crevices. Because I want to do that with the black. So I don't know what I'm doing. It's madness. Madness, I tells ya. I should probably tell my nephew that I'm streaming. Oh. Question is, do I want these to be a particular color? So maybe I'll make his shoes a color. The same. We'll try that. The shoes and the shins. See, there's like little bits that could be cleaned up here and there. Grab a little bit of silver. A lot of the blue. I don't know that this is going to be close enough to the color that I did on the legs or the body. And this is one of those times where I kind of wish I had done the painting before I glued these pieces together. Where's this hair coming from? I can't even see in there, it's so dark. Well, that felt sloppy. Yeah, somehow it's missing that undertone of the blue, which is fairly obvious. I'm just gonna throw it on here and hope for the best. Let's do that too. Okay. I don't know how I feel about all of that. Don't know how I feel about all of that. Do I need to paint some other colors down there for interest? I don't know. Let's go back to just painting silver, straight up silver. So we've been going for about an hour 20, depending on which clock I look at, or which timer I look at. Maybe I should get some rub and buff. I wasn't quite sure what to do with this inner panel here. I felt like it should be the same silver as the outer bracket, but it could also be colored panel. Oops. A little heavy-handed in there. Bum bum. Okay, this I'm gonna try more of a dry brush approach. Just, or at least less paint on the brush. I'm not necessarily done with all of the blue yet. I think this one will require being fully painted silver. Whereas these, maybe I can get away with dry brushing. Getting a little bit onto the actual paint. Which I'm not thrilled about. Oh well. Yeah. Let's go back to actual just brushing it on. fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Should this backpack thing be silver, or should it be a different color? What color would go good with this? Don't know. I just don't know. Just because I liked the idea of the silver and the paint doesn't mean I have to keep using that paint scheme. Ooh, yes. There's an idea. This one again. Again. Need to hold it up in where it can't be seen. Is helpful, yes. And it's looking like something. Not sure what that something is yet. I do. It does kind of give a feel that that's scratched up a bit. I mean, I could just kind of go in here and add a little more to give it a feeling like it's being worn through, but I don't necessarily want that. I was thinking that, you know, an off-white might actually be an interesting color to contrast with the blue. But I've already painted that black, so I don't know how readily that will take. I have white. I have real brown. Brown oxide. Green. Do I really want to try mixing colors? I have yellow too. There is much conflict in you. Let's try some of this adrift. Are you supposed to shake the paint up before using it? Because I haven't been doing that. Welcome in. Let's see if we can spread it out some. I'm like, is that a color we want to live with? I'll take some of it off. Let's not do that. That does kind of have an interesting weathering effect, though. Questions. What if I just did this over here? Whoops. So I don't think those are necessarily colors that go well together. Watch me butcher a paint job. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just slapping paint on. I mean, I know I'm painting, but I don't really have a solid idea what I want to do with this, color-wise. It's just going to be a very complex color paint job, because it's been painted over and over and over again. Yes, we hates this. do not think these blues go together. Just to be clear. Maybe I should have planned the color out in advance. This track gives me a Lord of the Rings vibe. Like in Hobbiton. Looks janky to me. All right. Aside from the average crappiness of that, how does that look? I'm not loving it. Not loving it. Well, looks like I'm not going to get this to a state where I'm happy with today, because I feel like stopping painting again. Haven't done the arms. Should the arms be black? I feel like the hands should probably be silver. Tends to be what I do with them. Just do a quick dust over. It's not really a dust over, but just a quick little, yeah. Whatever this is, that's what we're doing. We're putting silver paint on the claws. At least on the outside of the claws. Inside of the claws might stay dark, just to give it some more contrast. This arm is loose. And also, looks like it was on the edge of the build plate and got a little trimmed off. Maybe not. I don't know one of these pieces was. I don't like that color. That's not the color I initially mixed in either. Maybe that's probably part of the reason why. Let's see if I can kind of glaze over it with this original dark blue. That's ties it together better. Too much liquidy. This is a process I like to call overworking it. Gotta keep doing it until it looks terrible. Let's go back to the aqua, because that... a drift color is a little too off-brand, I guess. See if we can lighten this up some more. Oh, not on the arms. Here I said I wasn't going to go to this color. Question is, am I going to do a weathering pass on this? Because I don't want it to be like showroom ready, but I also don't want it to be a rust bucket. But then again, a nice splotchy faded paint finish might be nice. Do I have a flat clear coat though? A matte clear coat? I don't remember. Let's get our aqua color up close to our other color that's not aqua. So there's a little less contrast. Why did I do that? That's too much liquid. Oh, look, and there I wore the paint all the way off. Just like in that spot there. Ingenious. I'll just add this paint layer upon layer until we have overworked it to the point where it's nothing but paint. All detail is lost. Only the paint remains. Something like that should be a dark dab in there. I am not sure what's going on with this paint job. This is an experiment, I guess. I will. As if things weren't off the rails enough as it was. I'm looking for more rails to go off of. Where's the white? This isn't the white I'm looking for. Ooh. This one definitely needs mixed up. Okay. Don't know about this. Yeah, that's definitely not the right white. Try to mix it with this orange over here. It's all dried up. Okay. What if we just did white arms? Is kind of what I'm thinking. I would probably want more of a cream color than that, but something like that. Obviously that's way too rough looking, but if you can imagine it being a smooth shade of white. White arms. Maybe a white panel in here. kinda don't like that. So I probably won't go over all of that as well. And I kinda like the idea of like a white backpack. Kinda. I mean, R2-D2 is silver, white, and blue. Or white, blue, and silver. Or white with blue and silver accents. Whereas this is like blue with white accents, so it's not the same. Of course, I don't want it necessarily to be the same. I'm not out to make a fan creation of R2-D2. I'm just trying some paint out and not loving it. So far, this is being much of a mess. It's gonna be a messy paint job. And this thing should have been cleaned out. I'm gonna paint this backpack thing and see how I feel about it when it's all the same color-ish. If my paintbrush actually wants to behave. There's some more medium on there. I don't think I've done one quite like this. I don't know that I've seen one done quite like this. I'm not really keen on those inserts being white, but I did want to try something other than just having it be solid silver. And this other arm, let's give him the first coat, maybe a second coat on the original. On the first arm I painted white. Maybe his shoes should be white too. So here's one of those places where you can see the faceting of the geometry because it's not super high res, but at the same time, it's still a lot of polygons. It's just hard to make a curved surface out of polygons. Maybe these should be white. With like silver buttons. I am not loving that. Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna call that for the day. And we'll do something else with it later. Let me clean up my paint surface here. So, is there anybody that I can raid out to with my own self? Let's see. Let's go to the little comet. Sure. Why not? Thank you everyone for stopping by, and we will see you later.